Hey, thank you so much, guys. Again, we are here at Excel Performance Training for this week's Thrive Training Tip. This week, what we want to do is talk about core training, kind of some of the different variations that we use here, and what exactly core training really is. So I think too often there's kind of a misconception about what the core is. A lot of times when people talk about core training, they just think about the abs, think of traditional exercises like sit-ups, crunches, side bends, that kind of thing. But what the core is in actuality is all the musculature in between the hips and the shoulders on the anterior or posterior side or the front or the back side of your body. So it encompasses so much more than just the abdominals. It's only about a quarter of what we're trying to train. We're actually talking about true core training. One of our favorite things that we like to do for training the core is different variations of loaded carries. So there's so many different options that we can use for these. Our top two that we like to use is something that's called a farmer's carry and a suitcase carry. Now this is something that can be done with dumbbells, kettlebells. They actually make carrying implements that you can use for this and load it up. You can use barbells, you can use sandbags, just any kind of loaded object that you can do. Keep your shoulder blades back and your core tight. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start out with the kettlebells and show you guys the farmer's walk. For this, we wanna make sure we always have a nice, strong, neutral wrist. We don't want to sag them forward or back. It's a lot easier to maintain that nice, strong wrist whenever you have kettlebells. With the dumbbells, you'll be able to see later, it's a lot easier to lose that good position. We want to squeeze our tight core. So whenever, again, we're talking about the core and bracing ourselves, we want to think about always bringing the bottom of this rib cage down to the top of the hips, flexing everything nice and tight. Then we want to make sure our shoulder blades are back and down, our stomach's tight, glutes are on, and we're going to walk just nice and slow as we do this. So as I step back here, you guys will see I'm not shrugging up. I think that's a lot of times what people tend to do whenever they're doing carries, is they're trying to turn it into a trap exercise. That's not what it is. We're gonna get some grip strength obviously out of this, but the main thing that we're trying to do is go nice and slow. We're working on keeping a nice stable core, hip stabilizers are firing, and everything's nice and tight. What we don't want, and how you can tell if the weight's too heavy, is if you got this side to side rocking motion, the shoulders are pulled forward, the shoulders internally rotated. We want to make sure shoulder blades back, chest is up, stomach's tight as we walk in a slow controlled motion. Now with this, again, like I said, you can use dumbbells or kettlebells or dumbbells. With the dumbbell, we want to make sure we have a nice neutral wrist. So a lot of times as you start to fatigue, you'll see athletes or clients do this or have them back like this. Again, everything's tight. This is like a walking plank variation, so that's what you need to be thinking as you're doing this. Another exercise that we can do is the suitcase carry. So this exact same thing, except instead of using two, we're gonna use one. So what we do, same exact conditions, guys. Core is nice and tight, shoulder blades back and down, strong neutral wrist. We like to put our hand behind our head or out to the side to kind of help, and we're gonna walk nice and slow. Now what this does, this challenges the core so much more because we're trying to prevent this rocking side to side action. So this is almost gonna be more like a walking side plank. Great exercise to incorporate into your program, guys. We use it here. We do some kind of loaded carry almost every day with our athletes in our adult program. So it's great to incorporate to get that true overall functional athlete that we're trying to build and develop a good, strong athlete. Thank you as always, guys, for watching. We've got our summer program starting. So if you guys like this exercise or you guys are wanting to do more how you can develop yourself into a good functional athlete, please contact us at excelperformancetraining.com or 918-949-4223. And again, next season starts now at Excel Performance Training. As always, guys, thank you for watching, and back to you at the studio.